So welcome you all to this revision session of emerging areas. Sir, emerging areas talk about what? It talks about sustainability reporting. Okay? So this chapter carries a weightage of 5 to 6 marks. And trust me, one descriptive and one MCQ question minimum you will get in the exams. And both will be very, very easy. Okay? After this revision, I am sure you will get a lot of comfort and you will be easily able to do the questions of ICI and able to deal the questions whatever comes in exam. ठीक है sir. First of all, what is sustainability reporting? So these reports are available to the public. In this report, you not only talk about the financials, not only talk about the economic perspective, but also talk about the environmental and social. You talk about how you have affected the environment, what you have done for the environment and even for the people around you. So reporting publicly about the economic, environmental and social impact and contribution towards the sustainable development. Sustainable development means a equitable development where you are protecting the environment and at the same time taking your company ahead in the growth journey. So this is what sustainable reporting is all about. Say the definition once again: reporting publicly on economic plus environmental plus social impact and initiatives for the sustainable development of the company. Now, sir, what is the benefit of sustainable reporting? You understand the performance in a better manner. You understand whether the performance is sustainable. Sustainable means whether it is considering the environment or not. What is the impact on the environment, and you are able to link the financial as well as non-financial performance indicators. ठीक है sir. Now when you are able to understand that there is a sustainable performance, there is a sustainable development, that means the company is in for a long-term game. Company will be creating the value for a long term. So you can say company is addressing the ESG issues. What is the ESG? Environmental social governance. Say with me, environmental social governance. These things we'll cover in detail just after a few minutes. ठीक है sir. When the company is interested in creating a long-term value, do you think you should invest in such company? Answer is yes. These days, the investors are investing only in those companies which are creating the long-term value, which are focusing on the environmental and social aspects also. So use of ESG before taking any investing decision. So these are the three benefits. Understand the performance in a better manner. Whatever company is giving a proper performance in a sustainable development way, there you invest. Sir, why we invest there? Because they are creating long-term value. So this is what we covered here also in the notes. Quickly come to the notes. Everyone, yes sir. So this is what sustainable reporting is all about. Reporting publicly on economic, environmental and social. Say with me. Economic, environment and social aspects and impact on the sustainable development of the company. ठीक है sir. What are the expected benefit? You better understand the performance. See whether the company is able to create some long-term value. If yes, you take the investing decision. These are the expected benefits. Now, sir, what are the three pillars of ESG? What are the three pillars of ESG? Basically, they are asking the full form. So you say that the full form of ESG is environmental social governance. Say with me, environmental social governance. Once more, environmental social governance. In environmental, you talk about the resources you use and the harm you do. Resources you use and the harm you do, they basically the natural resources like land, air, water. Class 6th and 7th science we are talking about. Okay? Then what is the energy you are using and the waste you are generating, pollution you are generating, and ultimately how you are impacting the climate. So it goes in a cycle. Natural resources, waste, energy consumption and impact on the climate. Very easy, sir. What about the social? Social is about the people, the relationship that you have with the people and the reputation your company enjoys. So relations and reputation with the people and with the institutions like government, trade associations and all. So here you talk about labor relations, diversity and inclusions. Basically, you don't discriminate among the employees. You give equal opportunity to all the people irrespective of their gender, caste, falana, dhimkana. ठीक है sir. And last में talk about the governance. How is an entity able to run, sir? Through its policies, procedures and internal controls. So you talk about the policies, procedures and internal control through which the entity is able to govern itself and run itself in a proper manner. Also comply with the laws and regulations. So these are the three aspects you cover: environmental, social, governance. Environment, talk about the natural resources, pollution, then you talk about the energy consumption, ultimately the climate related policies. Social, you talk about the relation, and reputation. Reputation with whom? Sir, reputation with the people and institution. Reputation, institution, rhyming. ठीक है? talk about the labor relations, talk about the diversity and inclusions, and last we will talk about the governance, that is the policies, procedures and internal controls. Got it? Got it, sir. So now when you are doing ESG reporting, will you be focusing on qualitative reporting or quantitative reporting? Say both. Whenever you are doing the ESG reporting, you will be doing your reporting which is both quantitative as well as qualitative. What do you mean by quantitative? That means the metrics, that is the numbers, and you relate your performance with some KPIs, that is the key performance indicators. ठीक है? Mixed approach create the maximum value for disclosure. Then there are some sustainable development goals. Just read them. Nothing exciting about them. ठीक है? Now talk about integrated reporting. It says that in integrated reporting there are 6 types of capital. How many capital? 6 types of capital. How do you remember these capitals? Sir, very easy. What is the capital of Himachal Pradesh? Shimla. No, it's not Shimla from today. It's Shimna. Sir, what is Shimna? S for social capital. H for human capital. Social capital means basically whatever CSR activities you do for the benefit of the society. ठीक है? Then you talk about human capital, that is the people employed in your company, that is your employees. ठीक है sir. Then you talk about I for intellectual capital, research and development, technology, ठीक है, innovation. Whenever company is doing such things, this is the intellectual capital. M for manufacturing capital. What is the manufacturing capital? Basically your production plants, equipments, machinery, that we talk about in manufacturing capital. Na means natural capital. What is natural capital? Natural capital means basically the natural resources you use. Sir, human is also a natural resource, but it is covered in human capital. ठीक है? Natural resources means land, ठीक है, air, pollution that you do, right? Then the water, then you use the biodiversity, everything which gets affected, natural resources, forest, they are included natural capital. Sir, you forgot financial. I did not, you. ठीक है? Financial capital is the basic capital, so you can remember it anytime. Equity, debt or grants from the government. So these basic capitals you need to consider. Now when ICI asks you a question, case study based question. So if ICI is saying you are adopting some digital technology, which type of capital? Intellectual capital. If ICI says you are doing some CSR program, which is a social and intellectual capital. Got it? Oh sorry, social and relationship capital. Now comes the most important part of this chapter, that is BRSR. What is BRSR? BRSR is business responsibility sustainable reporting. Say with me, business responsibility and sustainable reporting. Is every company required to do it or selective companies? Sir, top 1000. Say with me, top 1000. Once more, top 1000. Top 1000. Oh. Top 1000 listed companies. Sir, why are you doing so much? Array, ICI will ask you an MCQ on it. ठीक है? Even in the back questions we saw there were a question on it. So remember it. Top 1000 listed companies by way of market capitalization are required to do BRSR reporting. Got it or not? Yes, sir. Now, once we also saw in the ITC BRSR report that there are 3 sections. Section A, B and C. What are these sections? First of all, you give the information about the company, that is the general disclosure. Company, its employees, its products, services, related parties. ठीक है? These are the information you give. Then you give information about the management's policies and disclosure related to this BRSR. And last you talk about principle wise performance disclosure. In this principle wise, there are 9 principles. There are 9 principles, and in those 9 principles, there are 2 types of categories of disclosure. Mandatory disclosure, optional disclosure. So wherever mandatory disclosure are required, these are called essential indicators. Wherever optional disclosure are required, these are leadership indicator. So whether it is essential or leadership, for there you need to apply your common sense. This is what we figured out while solving the questions. ठीक है sir. Now what are the 9 principles? We need to learn it properly. ठीक है sir. So first principle says what? Ethics, transparency and accountability. So before you start anything, you should eat. Eat means ethics, accountability, transparency. Say with me. Ethics, accountability, transparency. Whatever is given in the heading, same things are given in the points. Whatever ethical conduct you want in the company, whether at the factory, whether at the office, frame the policies around it. ठीक है sir. Plus they should be transparent, मतलब available to the public. So whatever policies you create for ethics, make it available to the stakeholder. ठीक है sir. Then what about accountability? You are not only accountable for your actions but also of your supplier. Oh. You are not only accountable for your actions but also of the supplier. Yani You need to encourage others to adopt these principles. Plus, if they violate the principle, like your supplier, distributor, you need to proactively respond. So three things you need to focus: ethical policies, make these policies available to the stakeholders. In case you do something bad, that is the adverse effect, that should be also disclosed. Accountability means you need to encourage others to adopt these policies. And last mein what? Proactively respond in case your supplier doesn't comply with these policies. Clear? Clear, sir. Then, sir, second principle was second half or better half. So for a Mr., who is the better half? Sir, Mrs. It talks about the sustainable growth of the company. So whenever you talk about sustainable growth, what are the three things you need to consider? Sir, M for minimizing the resources. Whenever you are developing a product, designing a product, producing a product, minimize the use of resources. R for RRR. What was RRR? Nakata cholo, nakata cholo, natu, 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 natu. I'm not talking about RRR. I am talking about reduce, reuse, recycle. Okay, sorry in case I sang the song in a wrong way. Okay, what is RRR? Reduce, reuse, and recycle. And last may S for spread awareness. Make sure the people, the consumers are also aware about their rights. So these are the three things you need to consider here. Got it? Got it, sir. Then comes principle 3. If you flip it, it becomes E. E for employees. So you also need to focus on protecting your employees and promote their well-being. So what about the employees? Comply with the laws, regulation applicable to employees like Minimum Wages Act, then ESI, EPF, gratuity, that is the retirement benefits of the employees. Then say employees need what? So they need their wages on time. Plus the wages should be enough to meet the proper well-being. So living wages and timely payment. Then the 3 points are related to 3 categories of employees. Either employee can be a child or a young or an old employee. So child employee to should not be there. Child labor is not allowed. What about a young employee? Sir, young employee needs what? Sir, they need work-life balance, which is absent from our life. Okay? So there should be proper work-life balance. And last point is old employees. Old employee needs dignity and freedom. Freedom to make their unions and associations. And last mein harassment-free work culture. I don't know what is harassment or harassment. Whatever it is, no employee should be harassed. They should be given proper working conditions to work. Okay, sir. 3 cases done. First one was what? Eat. What is eat and repeat? Bingo, mad angles. Stop these poor jokes, sir. What was eat? Eat was ethics, accountability, transparency. Very good. Second half, better half means Mrs. Mrs means minimizing the resources, reduce, reuse, recycle, and S for, again I forgot, spread awareness. Got it, got it, got it. Third point, E for employee, talk about the employee welfare. Then fourth was related to what? Sir, after employee, you should take care of all the stakeholders. After employees, you should take care of all the stakeholders, yani promoting the stakeholders' interest and welfare. So in case of stakeholder, you need to think about what? Sir, just think about the case that you are developing construction projects in a northeastern part of India. You are developing a construction project in a northeastern part of India, so it will displace a lot of tribal communities. So you need to consider the effect on those people, plus also try to compensate them. So this is what it's saying: disclose the impact of your operations and decisions on the people and nature. Sir, who are the people? In the context of your decisions, see the interested parties and also share benefits with them in an equitable manner. Just like principle 4, there is an extension of this principle, that is principle 8, equitable development. Say with me, equitable development, where you talk about in principle 8. Now comes principle 5. How many Pandavas were there in Mahabharata? Sir, 5 Pandavas. What was the quality of the Pandavas? Sir, they took the best care of their kingdom. They were focusing on the human rights. They did not exploit the people of their kingdom, unlike the Kauravas. So you need to understand the human rights as per the Constitution of India. Whatever the Constitution says, develop the systems, develop the policies as per that, and make sure you are understanding and protecting the human rights. Respect all. Okay, sir. 6 means fix the environment. 6 means fix the environment, protection and restoration of the environment. So for this protection and restoration, there should be proper policies. Okay, sir. Along with proper policies, you need to say that you should optimally use the resources. Okay? Make sure you are minimizing the resources, use of resources, optimum use of resources. Then see your performance, whether you optimally use the resources or not. Measure your performance. Measure your performance against two benchmarks. Sir, what were the two benchmarks? Climate change initiatives, for example, Paris Agreement, or you can say against the best practices of the industry. So just go in a proper flow, no need to cram the points. Policies, minimum use of resources, optimum use of resources, then see whether you use the resources optimally or not. Measure your performance against the two benchmarks, climate change initiatives and industry's best practices. Clear? Clear, sir. 6 means fix the environment. And what was 7? Sir, 7 was for Thala. Thala for a reason. So only one person has the best influence on the public. Who is the best influencer today, sir? It is MS Dhoni. He is MS Dhoni. So influence on public, plus he also has the best association of all time with Chennai Super King. So whenever the question talks about policy formulation or policy advocacy, or it talks about some chambers association, you talk about Thala for a reason. That is principle number 7. Okay, sir. Plus he also believes in fair play, that is fair competition. Now comes principle 8, that is equitable development. This is just an extension of principle 4. What was principle 4? You need to consider your impact on the communities. Okay, sir. What to do? You should see the adverse impact on the community. For that, you should have some action plans to protect them. What were the two action plans? C or C? C or C means apply some creativity, develop some creative products and technologies for those people. And second thing is do some CSR, corporate social responsibility. And last thing is these two things need to be done. What you should not do, sir, never displace the marginalized communities. Whenever you are occupying their places, for some projects, don't displace them. But sir, if it is not possible, if it is unavoidable, then participate with them, allow them to raise their concerns, allow them to negotiate and participate, plus also give them adequate compensation. If you are taking their land away, you should give them adequate compensation in return. That is the best policy. Okay? So this is principle 8, equitable development. So you are developing your construction projects, but they should also get compensation for the same. That's why I call principle 8 equitable development. Got it? Got it, sir. But the chapter is just about to get over. Relax for some time. Okay? Add some energy. How is the Josh? Come on, everyone in the chat box. Okay? Don't sleep, huh? You're just enjoying. Wow, sir. Principle 4, principle 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. Principle 9. Who is fine? Consumer is fine. So for the consumer, the good things need to be there. Just remember 4 or 5 out of them. What things need to be there? Sir, first of all, reduce the negative impact on the consumer. Educate your consumer. Proper transparent information should be available to them. Whenever you take their information, don't share with others. Privacy should be maintained. Okay? And sir, universal access should be available for products and services, no discrimination. Plus, in case they are not happy, provide them grievance redressal, misleading advertisement should be avoided. These are the basic things you need to consider. Got it, sir? Now, sir, what about assurance in BRSR? Just read this topic. Basically, who are the 3 users of this standard? So they have created this standard SAI 3000. SSAI, Standard on Sustainability Assurance Engagement. I hope I'm right. Yes. Standard on Sustainability Assurance Engagement 3000. What it talk about? Assurance engagement on sustainable information. So whatever BRSR reporting the company is doing, you need to provide your assurance report on the same. So who are the users? First of all, the assurance provider, that is the chartered accountants who will be providing the reports. Okay, sir. I'm not sure it would be chartered accountants or not, but yeah, assurance provider they have given. Chalo, kal ko don't come and say, sir, you said chartered accountant, someone else is also doing that. Just course ke consider assurance provider. Okay, sir. Now, sir, the person who is employing you, that is the management entity seeking a professional auditor. And third thing is regulators, investor who will be using that report for investing decision. So 3 people, assurance provider, entity who is appointing that assurance provider, and last mein the users of the report. Okay, sir. Here you will be providing a reasonable or limited assurance on sustainability information. Again, sir, when is this standard applicable? When is this reporting applicable? So it is optional 31st March 23, and from 31st March 24, it is mandatory for periods. Okay, sir. Then they say one more standard is applicable on greenhouse gases. That is your carbon dioxide and all. I don't know why we are going into so much scientific things. SSAE 3410, that is your assurance engagement on greenhouse gas. Now comes the question on methodology. Everyone focus, important question from exam point of view. Too much of relaxation. Sir, what is the methodology of providing an assurance? First thing, do at home, that is the preliminary review of the BRSR report. Okay, sir. Then when you go on the site, you do the on-site assessment of BRSR. Once you are done with the assessment, submit your findings. When you submit the findings, they will give you a response, review that. Very simple. Yes, sir. Then once you review the response, prepare your assessment report and then submit your assessment report. That means the issue of assessment report. So just go in a flow. Preliminary review, on-site assessment, submission of the finding, review the response to the finding, then prepare your report and submit your report, preparation of assessment report, issuance of assessment report. Last topic talks about the role of the auditor. See, 20 minutes we are done with the detailed revision. You people are amazing. Role of the auditor. The role of the auditor stays the same. First thing is very easy. SA 200 overall objective auditor. To obtain a reasonable assurance that the financial statements are free from material misstatement, so that you can express an opinion that the financial statements are prepared in all material respects as per the FRF. Now, Baba, related with this standard, what is the first thing you do as an auditor? Risk assessment procedure as per SA 315. Understand the entity and its environment and identify which type of risk? Climate related risk. Now, which entities have climate related risk? Sir, which are using the most electricity. Where is most electricity used? In the AC. So banks, insurance company, transportations are using petrol and all. So just remember these 2-3 examples. Okay, sir. What is the last stage of the audit? First stage done. Last stage is reporting. So in your report, the public demands lot of disclosures regarding the environment and climate. So it says the investors and stakeholders are seeking information about the climate related matters. So you need to give this information by explaining your responsibility and giving some key audit matters. That is the matters of most significance in the audit and how they were addressed. Along with key audit matter, give one more matter, that is the EOM matter, emphasis of matter. Now for EOM, you need to emphasize the matters already presented and disclosed in the financial statement as per the applicable FRF. So what is the applicable FRF, be it Ind AS or AS? You talk about it. And last May, where did we find the ITC BRSR report? Sir, this BRSR report was a part of the annual report. So what is the information in annual report called? Other information. So read the other information for any material inconsistency between the annual report and entity's financial statement. So last May you talk about SA 720. So SA 200, 315, 700, 701, 706 and 720. Okay, and this last topic, global trends in sustainability reporting, just give it a read. That's all that you need to do. So thank you so much for attending this revision session. I hope you enjoyed. We tried learning all the principles. Let's have a quick review of all the principles that we covered today. Principle number 1, eat and repeat. Ethics, accountability, transparency. Principle number 2, better half misses. That means the minimize the resources, RRR, and as for spreading the awareness. Got it, sir. Then you talk about clause 3, ulta is employee. That means taking care of the welfare of the employees. 4 was considering all the stakeholders. 5 was human rights. Pandavas protected the human rights. 6 means fixing the environment. 7 was Thala for a reason. That means his association with Chennai Super Kings, yani trade association. Then public policy, he can influence the public policy and advocacy. And last one was fair competition with other teams of IPL. Okay, sir. Then comes 8. 8 was related to your equitable development. That means you should do some CSR, you should do some creativity, action plans for the people you are affecting. And last one, you should not displace the communities. And 9 was consumers should be fine. That's all for your ESG reporting. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Just make sure you do proper study. And I'm sure in case a question comes from this chapter, you'll be easily able to handle any descriptive question. Even if there is an MCQ, you will score full out of full. So thank you so much for attending today's session. Keep studying like this, because when we study with happiness, then only we progress. Have an awesome day ahead. Let's catch up in the next.